Hello, everybody. We're here for reals this time.
Hi.
And I have a Boris. Surprise! Yeah, there was me messing about with Stream Deck before the stream started and doing silly things. Whoops! I just whacked my microphone. All right. So hello, everybody. I am underwater. Well, stop working and start playing.
Yeah,
there we go.
It looks like they've removed that whole platform that we ended on last time.
Yeah, which is must have been recent because I actually logged in this morning just to check my talents, and I was still standing on a platform at that moment in time. Oh yeah, look at that. This is where the platform used to be. So yeah, so we've got some stream magic going on here. So I'm just gonna test everything out first. So hey, say hello, everybody. Hello, welcome to the stream. We are playing some Dual Universe tonight, and I have no idea what I just did with my voice there. That was weird. I think there was a little bit of Norse. I don't know. And then here, I'll hit this button. Blink. Hey, look, we got a Boris camera. All right. So we've got multiple perspectives. We're gonna try and do more of this crazy awesomeness as we go forward. It looks like I have a. Is this a nemesis in front of me?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
Can we just check that the audios are coming through all right?
Oh yes.
Before we go.
Good point.
Further. So it's on your perspective, so you can hear your game sounds.
Yeah, you should be able to hear me.
Can you make a sound? Yeah. Can you make a game sound?
How do I make a game sound? Oh, there's birds in the background. Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay, I think I hear that. Now if you switch over to me.
Okay. And you should still be able to hear me too, and your game sounds and not my game sounds.
You can hear that? And it's just taking a second for the stream to catch up.
I guess I'm supposed to be listening to the stream now?
I'm not sure if my game sounds are coming through, but we can sort that out another time. It's not that big a deal.
Well, I do see, like in OBSms, I see what looks like noises coming from yours. I guess we'll find out as we go. But everybody can hear us. As soon as you switch to Boris, everything goes choppy.
Yeah, I'm fixing that on my end.
Oh, okay.
Trying to.
Because yeah, so we're using some fancy technology here. To send his stuff to me, which then I am pushing to you. If that makes sense.
And so choppy and robot, I assume that's because this game is maxing out every bit of resource you've got on your computer. It's not well optimized because I think the stream might be all robot-like. We might have to stop this. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. I switched back to me, and is my view bearable? Is it all right? Now it's working better because I just moved it to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can't handle the game and the transcoding at the same time.
You mean my machine?
I'm looking at my because I was looking at my computer and it's maxed out the CPU. It's at like 90% memory and maxed out the GPU.
Yeah, I pulled up my task manager and yeah, I'm maxing out.
This game just isn't good yet.
Conducive.
Yeah, it uses everything that you've got, and so if you add in this extra stuff, it might not work that well. So I'm not sure we can do the fanciness. We can try it a bit later. We'll
try it a bit. If it gets to be too problematic, then we'll turn off Boris's cam, but we'll still have his audio. Yay, alphas! Yeah. Yay, alphas! Well, it's technically in beta now, right? So, well, let's start with a bit of a tour then. So the plan for tonight is Boris and I would actually like to build something. Now, there's one problem with that in this game, is that crafting things take a long time. So, our friends in NiddTubers have done a little bit of work for us before the stream, so I want to thank them, you know, a lot for that. But yeah, so and they've also just been working like crazy in here. So let's take a look and see all the stuff that's been done since I've been in. It's been 2 weeks since I streamed here. So I think that's my there's my ship over there, the Chariot Mark III that I brought Boris over here with.
Yep.
And this used to be a platform. When I logged in this morning to check my talents, this was a giant platform that had a whole bunch of industry on here. Now, this was called Temp. I think it was called Temp Base, so I guess the fact that it's gone kind of makes sense. But, yeah, so we still got a respawner here. It looks like there's still a couple of things that haven't moved yet. Some,
I don't really know what all of the boxes actually do.
Oh yeah,
all these boxes just seem the same.
Oh, these, so I can walk it like these ones here. So this is a large, or this is a medium cargo container, right here, the big one. This way. Then we've got a small cargo container and an extra small cargo containers, 2 of them. And then this guy over here is the static core unit. So this is, you need one of these to actually make a platform in the first place. And then this guy right here is just one of the industries. This one is a electronics industry, and it can make certain things that are electronic in nature.
Okay.
But I think I was told that the new base was to the northeast.
Oh, who's here? Someone's come to join. Who is it? How do you tell who that is?
Where are you looking? Oh, if you just
Right
point
here.
at them, does it not give a name? No. I point and I press H for help? No, 'cause that's what you can do with stuff. What do we got? Hi! I don't know. How do I know who you are?
Is there even just a chat?
There is, yeah. If you press tab, and then go chat, and then local, as well as there's also a chat just for Nid. So if you go to Nid for our company and say, hello, and then hopefully they answer back, and then we see their name.
No, I'm just gonna go. Oh,
Nemesis
says preferably.
There we go.
He's in chat as well. Hi, Nemesis.
Oh, is he? Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So he's taking us. Let's go follow him.
Oh, okay. I've got a tour guide.
Control H. Oh, I need to go Control H to get that. Okay. Run. He's taking us to the new base. Oh yeah, right.
Why do you
the
run
double
faster than me?
Well, because I've done talents, but also do double tap forward, and then you'll go zoomy zoom.
Yeah. Oh.
Did we lose you?
I ran into a tree and then you disappeared.
Keep going that way. We haven't turned. We're just going straight. I'll stop and wait here. I'm by a tree and a bunch of rocks.
Oh, that's helpful.
Just keep going
All
forward.
I see are trees and rocks.
I'm kind of
I've
out
hit
of
water.
the... Oh, no, you've gone the wrong way.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Nemesis is helping.
I'm coming back
there's
to
like a
the...
little, oh yeah, there's like a little map. Okay. I still don't know basic things yet.
Where are you? I've lost you now.
Nemesis has come and got me. But
Oh, has he?
You can
And I
use
came
the-
looking for you,
can
so
use
then
the
now
map.
I'm lost.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry if that truck, that very loud truck is getting through.
I think I found you guys on the mini map. There we go. Yep. All right. I found you. Let's follow Nemesis. Whoop. And I run faster than you because I've worked on, in my talents, I worked on the avatar traits. Which gives you better jumping and better running and all kinds of things.
I assume we're just going towards that orange building on the map.
I think that's what we're doing, yeah.
The mini map is there.
The orange building, and then the blue thing is probably somebody else's ship, I think. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at this platform.
Oh. I was not expecting a platform that big.
Wow. Yeah. And this is, I think this is the largest core you can use in the game so far. Holy poop.
There's a sign.
Oh wow, look at this. So yeah, they got a platform on the ground. Wow. Okay, this is huge. I'm gonna set this guy. Yeah, let's set this. Activate this. Not die pod. You
I think I'm having some problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can't see whatever this is because you're in the ground.
Oh.
You could probably switch to my view temporarily. It's gonna get choppy, but you see what I mean. I don't even see you anymore. You're under the ground.
What?
Stuff isn't loading in for me. So I don't know. Am I floating for you up here?
Yeah, you're floating up above the ground.
Yeah. I'm standing on the ground. For me, I can't see anything. If there's stuff down there, I can't get to it.
Oh yeah. Maybe you want to try to reload?
Yeah, I'll do that.
What was it? What was the line? Oh, alphas?
Yeah.
He has a mini map you can use, yeah.
Did I read correctly that Nemesis and Kay, they were like building a big hangar or something?
I think that's the plan over here. Oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of stuff floating in the air for me. I don't know if that's supposed to be the case. What is all this? Oh, so this is interesting. So there was a comment that was made. Let me see if I can find it. They said, I think it was K. There is now the most half-assed voxel library at the base also. I mean, thrown together, and it's borderline unusable was the comment. So if I look back at the game,
voxel library?
I think that's what I'm looking at. Look at this. So I think what they've done is they've made like what was it, F control? There was a way to make the screen Alt F12? No, I can't remember now. But yeah, like I think all of this stuff is all the different like ways that you can warp a block, and then all different colors and all different ways and letters. And so I guess the idea being that like they've got this library of stuff, and then you just copy the voxels you want and then paste them down and start building with them.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't think of doing that.
I didn't either. This is kind of neat.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. I'm back in, and it looks completely different.
Oh yeah. Is everything good for you now?
I think so.
Oh yeah. So you want to go press F on the thing that respawns you when you die.
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. But yeah, do you see this? Like, look at this.
Yeah.
All the different shapes that you can make, looks like. Man. I'm feeling out of my element at this base.
It's rainbow, just putting together the rainbow of colors on its own. That's enough work.
That's pretty amazing.
Looks like the ribs have been animal. All these.
Yeah, this does, doesn't it? But you can get
How do you
arches then.
get? How do you get up? Oh, I've fallen off.
Oh, yeah, we got to go into build mode, I think, right? So if you look at the ground and then press B, then you go into build mode, and then now you can just fly around.
Okay, but how? I assume in order to use any of the stuff up the top, we'll need to actually go up there, or is that not how it works?
Yeah, we do have to go up there. I'm flying up to it right now.
You can fly?
Well, if you go into build mode, then you can just fly.
Yeah. But they get up here, and actually, like, someone's up here walking around right now.
Yep, and now I am up here as well. And there's a giant factory up here, and it's super loud, which is probably why they put it way up here. Oh my god, stuff moves now!
Oh.
Was there a game update?
Teleporting. So that
stuff moves! Look at this! Things didn't move before. Now that look at the assembler, that's kind of neat.
I want to be assembled. Oh, it won't let me.
Yeah, so
everything up here is automatic.
Well, this is all... So yeah, if you go back into build mode and then fly up above a bit, look down on it, and then press 6 for the... Oh my god. For the linkages. Oh, that's everything that's connected to everything. Holy pooper. Yeah, I definitely feel... Oh my god, look at this place. All I have to say, Boris, is we've got some good employees. And if I make comments like that, I'm going to get voted out real fast. Yeah. So. Look at this. Oh yeah, and they're using transfer units too. Oh my goodness. Jeez, what the? This is like, yeah, anybody watching this, if you're not impressed, then something's wrong. This is nuts. Stuff on the top level is automatic. The stuff the players need to use will be lower down. I see. Okay. So yeah, so this is like all the processes that we're trying to automate, I guess, to build, to get all of the, I think what they're trying to do here, and Nemesis, correct me if I'm right or wrong, I guess. But like, I'm assuming that the idea behind this then is to have like on hand all of the kind of like the last tier components that you need to actually build stuff that you want, right? So like say you wanted like a new static core, or you wanted a new assembler, or you wanted a new whatever, right? Like if you want an end of the line thing, then this factory kind of makes sure that, so if I go into the let me bring up the, where was the nanocrafter again? Okay. Yeah. So if I turn off nanocrafter only, and I look at, so like there's parts, and like, yeah, like these individual, like intermediary parts, right? And so you need all these like basic components, and you need like ALFE alloy, and all these kind of like intermediary components that you need to actually build something that you really wanted in the end, like an antenna or a cockpit or a, you know, whatever. So we could just have like a whole bunch of stuff just ready to go, and then pull from like end state cargo containers all of those components to build the things that we really want to use and really want to make. I'm thinking that's what's going on. And look at the number of giant cargo containers. How much time did it take to build all this? How much ore did you guys have to mine? Color me impressed. This is ridiculous.
now it just needs to, like, how much stuff do you need to use all of this? Like the ore, like do you need to constantly mine to keep this stocked?
Yeah, so every time you use stuff, yeah, so you need to constantly mine, yeah, to make sure that all of these processes will continue. Oh, Nemesis says, all of the intermediate and complex parts will be automated. The first 2 items for the recipe, so you just need to make the frame and robot arm or panel, etc. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I thought that they were doing. Wow. But yeah, sorry, what was your question again, Boris?
Oh, yeah, just, like, is mining like a full-time job just to keep this stocked? Or...
Yeah, I think it will be. Well, so it can be a full-time job, or it could be a business, right? Like, there's probably other groups out there, other companies that are going to go like full-time into mining. Like, that's going to be their thing, and then they're going to sell on the market, and then we like need to come up with, I guess, what our thing is going to be, right? What is our company? What is our product as a company? And what are we going to try and sell in the market? And then we could actually start making deals with other companies, right? Like, you know, we have a deal with XYZ company for ore, and a deal with, you know, Luna Corporation for fuel, or I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, and then they would be delivering us stuff, or you could even have a deal with like a transport company, right? That like goes and gets all the stuff that you buy from other people and delivers it to you. Or we could be one of those companies, right? So yeah, I think that's something that we need to figure out, like, as NiddIndustries. What do we want our niche to be?
We sell factories.
We sell factories. Well, actually, that could be a thing, right? Like, we could actually create, so you can create blueprints of this stuff, right? So we could actually, there was somebody, I was reading something, and like, you can actually, let's say, make a very specialized factory that produces, let's say, fuel, or produces something, right? And you could actually figure out how to make like a really efficient factory that does just that. Then you can blueprint it, right? And then if you want, you can just sell that blueprint, or you could be like, okay, I'm gonna be like, I offer the full service. I'm gonna show up, I'll tell you, here's all the stuff you need to have ready, right? And then I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna plop down the whole thing for you, like full service, you know, here's your factory. That way you keep the blueprint. Although I guess they could just blueprint it once you drop it down. But yeah, like, you could sell the blueprint for like a factory. So we could actually come up with designs for really efficient factories of things, and then sell those blueprints. The other thing that you could do too, like, if you actually wanted to be like a business that was the installer, there's actually a way, even if somebody has the blueprint, they might not be able to make a factory as efficient as yours. Because if I bring up the talents, and this is another area where, like, you can specialize, and there's no way to be everything. Like, if I go into industry, there is like assembly efficiency, there is there's like, or crafting, right? So there's like basic ore refining specialties, there's you know, like there's, you can specialize in pretty much anything in this game. Fuel refining, fuel productivity, like whatever, right? So let's say, and there are skills. I remember seeing stuff like basic refinery. Like, there's skills where when you get them up in level, when you place that industry or you place that refinery, it works better because you're the one who placed it, because you have the skill, you know, to make a better one or whatever, right? So even if somebody like takes, like, if you sell the blueprint and then they place it, if they get you to place it, it'll work better than if they placed it, because you got all of these crazy talents. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so we just roam around the universe plopping things down. Is that our job?
Right. Well, if that's what you wanted your specialty to be, right? Like, yeah. And then there'll be people like that you know, make spaceships and sell spaceships. There'll be people that, you know, can make buildings or make whatever, right? I don't know. But yeah, like the sky's, it seems like the sky's the limit as far as what you want to specialize in. But then it becomes a supply and demand thing. So let's say you get really good at something, and then somebody else shows up and they're muscling in on your territory. You know, then we can go to corporate war with them and espionage to like steal their secrets.
I think we should build a. It should look exactly like either a train or a truck, like a big. I don't know, a spaceship that looks exactly like a truck, and then become space truckers.
That's what Icy says there. I think Boris always said space truckers. Yeah.
That's what I did in Space Engineers. I made a ship that I'd never recorded that bit, but yeah, I would log in every day and then just do a delivery and log out.
Right.
So, someone's got to make me a truck, because I'm not going to be able to. I've looked at this and I've decided it's too much.
Well, see, this is what I was thinking for us, Boris, right now is like, yeah, like obviously, you know, our fellow NiddTubers peeps are really good at factories, right?
Yep.
So we don't need to specialize in factories. We have people in our company that are good at that. So, and I know that you love to build, right? And you like to build big, and you don't like insides. So I thought that we could team up in like try and actually build, like actually make a build, like, so these factories are crazy awesome, but maybe we could be like responsible for creating the shells, right? Like for actually making these into really cool looking buildings, and then people can fill those buildings, you know, like like with factories and whatever that they want in there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
My first question would be, what are we allowed to do to this? Are we allowed to touch this building? Will we ruin their plans?
So let me see. Again, I had a bit of a conversation with Nemesis earlier. So let's see here. I can't remember what we talked about. So I told him that I wanted to like, so my original idea was that I wanted to build Nidd Tower, and I wanted to build it on the center of the island, right? But then we got to talking, and he was like, oh, you're going to need a large core then, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, I'll get that going in the factory, and then it'll be ready for when you start the stream. And then he went and looked, and he's like, oh, no, that's going to take like 5 days or something ridiculous. Yeah. so it's like, okay, no.
For your next stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be ready for our next stream. There was, where was his suggestion? Okay, so I have another idea. We do already have a large core placed down. It is not in the middle of the island, but it's a nice spot where we start coming in with large ships. I have built the automated part of the factory on the top level, and we are, which is where we're standing now, I'm assuming. And we are wanting a hangar/build area at or near the ground floor, but other than that, I have no idea what to do with the rest of the space. And you are free to start building on the lower levels of that core, and when the other core is ready, we can then start building the tower. So basically, I think what he's saying is we are free to do what we want at the lower decks of this, right? So we'll leave this factory alone.
Yep.
And then I will fall down and not die. Oh, I didn't die. Cool. So down here, we can do what we please.
But this still has to be a hangar down here.
Well, so he said that they want to have a large hangar here or near here, right?
Yeah, I think that should be on ground level. That makes sense, totally. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then above this, okay, so I see that they've got this arm out here. What's this for? Oh, that's like one of these elevator things, is it?
They got an
arm? What this thing is? Where are you? It's hard to see with this blue stuff everywhere.
Oh, is that what this is? Yeah, that's an elevator right there. Okay, that's cool. I didn't even see that before. But yeah, over here by the respawner thing, there's a elevator.
Yeah.
Nemesis is currently going like up and down.
Yeah.
So you stand on this.
So below this,
and you jump, and then it goes right up. Oh wow.
So below this is the hangar, and then above is the factory. So this in between space. Not sure what to do.
And then you press C to go down. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Cool. Okay.
Or you just fall.
Oh yeah, or you fall.
That works
well,
too.
eventually there will be walls and stuff, which is our job, it seems, right? Walls and stuff.
Yeah. So is that right, Nemesis? This floor, this level, is the hangar below us, and then the factory above, and then we've got this in between space to fill with whatever we like. unless you want the down below area to be. No, well, this is where you've got like your building, your library of stuff.
Right.
So
like this could be the foyer.
So yeah, I think you'd want to build down nearby all of this stuff to take good and sea icing.
Night icing.
Yeah, you'd want to build near all of this stuff so that you can use it.
Yeah. So the question
So the building area is back towards it, and then the hangar is more. I'm counting the front of the building as the one facing the island.
Right.
So with the hangar, well, the hangar shouldn't be facing that way, should it?
Well, everything can move though too. Don't forget, like when you're in build mode, you can like
Oh.
select all of the stuff and just cut it and paste it and put it somewhere else, right?
Oh, okay. So all of
So
that,
it's not
all
fixed
that
there.
whole library of stuff doesn't need to stay there.
No,
I'm worried
it does
about
not.
messing it up.
As long as
Yeah.
as long as we don't like mess it up in the sense that we can't put it back down, I think we're fine. Because I think there's some there is a term in this game that I've learned, which is called voxelmancy.
Oh.
Which is what you just fell off again.
Yeah.
But yeah, voxelmancy is the term for basically figuring out how to take the voxels they let you make out of the box in this game and turn them into the voxels you really want in this game. And like curved lines and all kinds of crazy shapes, right? This is all called voxelmancy, and I don't know how to do any of it yet. So we're gonna have to learn if we want to be builders.
Yeah. I don't even know how to start building. So
I know, I'm having that problem right now
gotta-
too. It's like I'm surrounded by awesome, and I feel small because of it.
Oh no, I mean like from a functional sense. I don't even know how to start building.
Oh, well, I don't.
I know you
okay.
press B, and that's as far as I've gotten. But I think my plans so far is that the hangar door should be facing towards the water, so that it's easier to come in your ship.
I also, you know why I think that's also a good idea? Because let's pretend you're coming in from space and you want to come land in the hangar, and you come in too fast. Well, you've got water to break your
You got
fall,
water then.
just in case.
Little splash landing, yeah.
Which I have definitely not done yet. That's not how I've landed almost every time I've come into a planet. Not at all.
And I think this whole library of stuff will then have to be moved.
Right.
If that happens. So that's what I was worried about. I didn't want to, like, they've got it all arranged nicely the way that they want it. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the other option that we have too, right, is, well, here's the library doesn't have to stay there. I want the floor just under the automated machines for future storage, and the hangar build area on the bottom. But other than that, you are free to do what you want. And yes, the water landings are a plan for heavier cargo ships. Yeah, see? So I'm assuming if I go to into build mode here, like they've got this floor that extends. Yeah. So the floor is the full size of this cube. right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at that. Is there a... What is hiding? What is this? Relay? There's something hiding under the floor here. A container relay that is sending all kinds of stuff up. What is under this floor? What's hiding under this floor? I'm curious. But, oh yeah, so there's a whole bunch of stuff being relayed up, and then there's also, looks like a whole bunch of stuff coming down into this cargo container. So this cargo container over here, this big boy, if I open this up. Okay, yeah. Oh, actually, there you go, Boris. This is what we need for building. So we've got a whole ton of matte gray concrete and aged brown wood currently in here, as well as some white glass, luminescent white glass. So that's some building material. That's honeycomb that we can use to actually, so that's how they made these floors and everything. So that's the materials that we currently have available for building. But you can make like all sorts of things. That might be something that we can get started on as well, is kind of like figuring out kind of, I guess, what kind of thing do we want to make, right? And then what materials do we think we need for that? And then start like our process, like maybe have a little section of like honeycomb honeycomb factories that build out, like, so that we always have a supply of building materials for making buildings. And then we can use that to make cool
What's
stuff.
the honeycomb stuff? What does that mean?
Honeycomb is what's actually, so all of this, like if you go back into that crate that I was just looking at, like those things there are honeycomb. So if you hover over one, it says honeycomb materials are blah, blah, blah. So matte gray concrete is a honeycomb material. So is aged brown. So actually, if you go into your, hit K to open up your crafting, and then turn off the little button beside nanocrafter only. Then, so let's just like look for, let's say, you know, aged or whatever, right? And then you'll see like brick, aged pattern brick, right? And you'll see that there's a section called honeycomb materials. So actually, so if I kill out aged, under materials, then go to honeycomb materials. Then you've got pure honeycomb materials and product honeycomb materials. So yeah, so we can make brick, carbon fiber, concrete, luminescent glass, marble, plastic, steel, and wood. And then we can also make like just kind of like pure things like aluminum and all kinds of like pure stuff, right? But I'm imagining that we probably want to be making our buildings out of the product stuff because it'll look better.
The product, yeah. I'm thinking this should be a fairly industrial looking building. So, like a concrete on the outside.
Yeah, we can even do like brick, you know, like use like brick as a foundation, you know what I mean? And then have like on top of that, have like some concrete or whatever. And then like maybe for the base level. And then, because what I was thinking, like for Nid Tower, and I know we're not doing Nid Tower right now, but when we get to Nid Tower, I was kind of thinking, so now that I see the size of this large, is this a large? Is that what this one is? Static cord large, yeah. So this is the biggest one you can make, and I did confirm with Nemesis that you can actually stack cores. So like we could stick one here, right? Like for the tower, we could put one down, and then you can build up, and then you can put another one on top of it, right? So you can keep going up and up and up and up, which is I think how we would do the tower. But for the tower, we would
get to space.
We would get to space. That's that's the new plan. But then that would allow us to kind of like really make a tall tower. But I was like, I kind of want to make like an actual like corporate tower in the sense that like, you know, like glass outside, you know, like glass walls that looks like, you know, one of those tall high rise, you know what I mean? Yeah, with glass walls and everything. I should move. So I can actually see you still in my preview for OBS, but I've got you on a different monitor than the chat. So I should probably put that so that when I look at you and I'm also looking at the camera, which I'm also looking at for chat. There we go. Now I'm actually looking at people. Yeah.
Sorry,
So
I've
we're still
just
doing a lot of
been
thinking.
sat here. Yeah. So we've got the towards that library is where the opening is, and then we've got the storage area and then the factory, but we can't finish the top of the factory yet. We can't finish the top of the building because I don't know what they want to do with it. Do we want to keep it just as a rectangle? Oh, how do I take off the point? I've got a marker. Sorry, on my map. That's pointing to a different planet, and I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, yeah, so if you go in, if we go to the map,
I think I may have done it. I did it. I did it. Right-clicking, cancel.
Right-clicking, cancel. There we go. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, actually, now that I'm in the map, I'm going to zoom in and show everybody our island. So here's our island. We currently have claimed most of it. Eventually, I think we're going to try and claim like all of the little beach areas as well. But ultimately, my idea is I'm going to stick a like right where I've just made a little mark, right smack dab in the middle of the island. I think that's where I'd like to ultimately build Nid Tower, because I want it to be like as you get close to us, right, there would be this tower that's like coming up from the center of the island up into the sky. So we're over here on this beach.
But this is like the large ship hangar and production facility.
Yeah. So you're right. I think this should be more industrial in nature, like you're thinking. Like how industrial are you thinking? Are you thinking like, have you seen pictures of like the Gigafactory and stuff that Elon Musk is building? Like that industrial, where it's like basically just a bunch of square gray rectangles that are all like scattered, like a campus of gray rectangles.
I hadn't seen that before. Now I've Googled it, but no, that's not. I don't have a good. I'm not sure if we've got like a picture to
Like
show
a good
it.
reference
but,
point.
Yeah. Do we want it to just stay as a rectangular prism, like just a big cube? Is that what we want to keep it as? Or do we want the... So I was kind of thinking that the factory and everything would be smaller, and then it would sort of open out into the hangar down below. So it would go down and then out a little bit. We'd have to make the floor a bit bigger on the bottom though. And then I was going to have the industrial bit with like these ribs down the side. So concrete that runs down, like maybe this is quite big. 1, 2, 3. It's probably about 6 down each side, and then glass running in fairly narrow strips down the whole length of the building, so that you get some light in. That's probably difficult to picture.
Yeah.
I think before anything else, we've got to fill these floors in, but we're going to do some basic stuff like fill in the second floor.
Yeah. So I guess the question, like, if the hangar is going to be down here, that opens up to the water, right?
Yeah.
We need a... So much to do, and I don't know where to start. Copy, yeah, sorry. I flipped it over to Boris so that you guys can actually see him do the explanation, but I'll flip it back. Well, I guess we'll try and see if there's a way we can fix that. Or maybe what we do the next time, Boris, is you just send over your cam, and then I can put us both on the on my view, and then that way we don't have to worry about the choppiness until the game gets a little bit more optimized. But yeah, so this goes out to the edge. Oh,
I'm doing some drawing.
well, see, that's what we could use your stream for then. Is you'll do the drawings, and then we'll have your cam as like the paint, MS Paint view.
How did you know I was using?
Because I know you. I'm curious what was underneath here now. Was there actually anything underneath here? Oh yeah, I see. So this actually goes right out. Oh my goodness. That is the bottom. And we can't actually, unless we add another core, right? We can't actually make this base area any bigger. So either we pull the base in a bit to allow for other things, right? Or we add more cores to expand out, right?
Okay, so we can't. Hang on, how big is how much? Like, is that right on the limit?
Yeah, the floor goes right to the edge of the build limit for this.
Okay.
For this core, so they've and I'm assuming they did it on purpose just so that they knew how big they had, right? But I don't know if they want.
Yeah. But now all of these machines are like right on the very edge.
Yeah, but again, everything can be moved, so.
I don't want to touch I don't want to touch anything that works.
Well, when you move stuff, it doesn't break. Yeah, no, when you move stuff, it doesn't break any of the links. As long as you don't destroy it, right? If you just pick it up, there's a move tool. So when you're in the build tool, if you go to number 9, it's the move tool, and then you can just click on stuff and just move it, and then drop it back down. And all the links and everything stay in place.
I moved a thing. Did a move.
You did a move.
So down below, I'm just gonna move. I think we should move everything in so that we've got some space on the outside.
Around the outside.
I'll try and yeah. I'll try not to break anything. Ooh. This is,
I'm keeping an eye on the chat, see if Nemesis yells at us. We were not planning on having the walls going right to the edge. There is a 5-block space around the edge.
Is that?
Well, so maybe he's talking about the white part?
Above. Up the top there's a space, but down the bottom there isn't.
Oh, right. But there is a... Yeah, that's true. 5 blocks, if I go back down... Yeah, so the white edge that they built is 5 blocks. So I guess they're imagining that would go away eventually.
Okay, so then the walls would be where the wood starts.
Where the brown starts, yeah, where the wood starts.
Yeah. I guess that's in case you need anything later.
Yeah. And you can always drop down another core anyway, right, and expand the area. As long as it's within your territory, you can just drop down another core. Oh, as long as you have the ability to drop more cores. So if I bring up F2? Yeah. So one thing that I was working on was in my mining and inventory, the architect. So I've been working on all of this stuff. So I've got level 4 in core unit upgrades, which lets me build, actually lets me make, oh no, that gives you +2 max active cores. So I can actually put down like 2, 4, 6, 8 about 8 or more cores. And then I've got static core expertise, which lets me build, yeah, so I can actually build large space cores and large static cores if I want, because I've been working on those. And then there's also advanced core unit upgrades, which then gives you more active cores once you get through all of the core stuff, I guess. So yeah, so eventually there's a limit, I guess, on how many cores you can put down, but I don't think we're anywhere near that yet. And everybody gets those limits.
Are there movable blocks? Can we have things, you know, like a piston that allows us to move a floor up and down?
I don't know. That is a good question. I haven't seen anything
or
like that.
like a big door?
There are doors. Furniture, doors. So they have airlocks. Expanded gate. And I think actually some of these things do move. Gates are elements of massive proportions. A medium expanded gate is appropriate for hangars or vessels of significant size. And I think they do like open and close. So I think the moving parts that you can make in this game are the ones that are like self-contained like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you can make a small trap door. That's kind of cool. Small trap door to protect access to fuel tanks or containers. That's kind of neat. Oh, and then there's gates. There's big gates.
I want to know how, like, what that XL gate is. I want to see, like, how big it is.
The size of it?
Yeah. Do we need to build it in order?
It would only take 25 hours and 36 minutes to build it. And you would need, 184 screws. Not 100. You need 5,184 screws, 5,184 uncommon screws, 5,000 uncommon power systems, 8 uncommon electric engines, and 8 uncommon reinforced frames. Nemesis, how long would it take to make one of those? We were not planning on having those. Oh, that's the same line. Yeah.
But we've got to wait over a day in order to see if it's right. Because we might get it and then go, no, this doesn't fit.
Well, actually, let's see if I guess the question is
preview it.
Can you preview it? Can you like put it in your inventory somehow and like pretend to place it even if you don't have it? Oof. Size extra large. Because I know if you like, once I've had something, so like I've got a toilet. I've got a toilet in my inventory. That's awesome. Where's the deploy element tool? And then I could go into my inventory, so I can put that as a thing that I want to build. So yeah, see now, where's the spawner? Where did the spawner go? Here it is. So here you go, Boris. Now we can convince Apple to join the game. I've now made him a seat. There we go. But I know, so like I don't have a toilet in my inventory anymore, right? So now if I go because it's in my quick access panel, it still tries to plop it down, but it's just red because I can't place it. So I guess the question would be, can I add something to my quick access that I have never had in my inventory just to see what it looks like when I try and place it?
I hope so. Otherwise this is going to be a very long stream.
Yeah, no, I don't imagine, like, I was thinking tonight the only thing that we'd really get done is start to kind of like maybe put together walls and things, right? Like trying to get the basic frame of something together with an idea of kind of where we're going with it, and then try and work on it little bits between streams as well, and then continue on it, each stream. But
so I guess the first thing to do, where this floor marker is, like where the elevator where it goes up to in the middle here. Just complete this floor. I don't know how to do even that much. I need
right,
some,
well, here,
whatever this stuff is.
Yeah, let's go back down to that cargo container that had all of the honeycomb in it, where I've now put the toilet.
Oh.
See, that's it. See, I did it for you, Boris, so that you would know what.
And then do I just get this concrete out?
Yeah. So grab. Now I don't think you're going to be able to store all of that in your inventory. But like we got wood, so if you hold down Shift and then drop into your inventory, it'll ask you how much you want to take.
Oh, I just took as much as I could.
Okay.
That floor isn't a floor. We needed a relay because the elevator wouldn't reach all the way to the top. Is it alright if it's a floor, or will that be too small as a hangar? I don't know how big the ships are that you're looking to park.
That's a good question, huh? Because that's a pretty, if that is a floor, we've left quite a bit of space on the lower level, right? So I guess the question is what is, is the plan that the hangar should be right on the bottom, and then so it needs to be quite tall so that you can put in big ships.
And then there's going to be storage and stuff below the factory, which is the top floor.
Yeah.
Which I assume that the storage area doesn't need to be too big, too tall, because it's just containers.
It can be a floor, but I think that's a bit tall for the hangar. I don't think we will be parking a medium to large ship in there.
Okay, so it's actually too tall.
The bottom floor would be too tall if we made the second floor where that platform is.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could split the difference and make a floor kind of halfway between the ground and that platform right now.
Yeah.
And then
I want to,
because then we could also turn this into multiple floors too, right? There can be maybe 5 floors in this giant building. The bottom floor being where you park the ships, and then you go up a floor, and then that would be who knows what. But you could have 5 different floors, and we could even have apartments in here.
So I think that where this elevator is probably going to be a floor at some point, because I don't think we need a lot of massively tall floors. But
no, probably not.
See where I am?
Yeah.
Do you think this would be a good hangar height?
Yeah.
Where I am here? I've got a...
So where you are would be the top level, the ceiling of the hangar, because the hangar is where the wood is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know how to...
Okay, so you want to use the deploy voxel tool, which is number 2. Then you need to go into your inventory, press I, and then you want to grab the material that you want to use and drag it to your hotbar, your quick access bar on the right.
Yeah. The K thing was not the K, the I. That was what I was missing.
Ah, yeah. And then now you can use your wheel mouse to move between the two different. So if you put, say, the aged, the gray concrete and the aged brown, whatever, if you put them both in your quick bar, you can use your wheel to move between the 2 different materials for what's active.
Okay.
Yeah, and then deploy.
Right. So I'm just placing these down just to
make us starting.
Yeah. How do I cancel there? So, is that too tall for the hangar? It still looks quite tall.
That's
when
quite
you
tall.
when you come down here,
How? So they were saying they aren't planning on using parking medium to large in there, which means that they're planning on extra small and small dynamic core ships to be put in here. So I guess the question is do we have a small dynamic core ship? Because if we do, we can stick it in here and see how tall that is. Sorry?
Isn't that yours?
Is mine small?
Or is yours an extra small?
That's a good question. I can go get it and fly it over here and then we can see. Or I can go look at it and see.
Yeah, well, I think it... I mean, it'd fit in here easily. Like,
yeah.
A lot. Yeah. Well, if the ships are going to be about that size, even a bit smaller, then maybe the hangar needs parking bays. Like, a vertically stacked parking base. So
yeah.
Yeah. Just
I like
store
that
your
idea.
ships that way. And then have, like, the empty space on the floor as your work area. In which case you probably do want... I don't know, I'm gonna... Do I just make an executive decision on where the ceiling should be?
You can. I'm over at my ship. I'm gonna go grab it and bring it back. Well, first of all, I'm gonna go look at it and say, how big is the core on this thing? So, is this an extra small or a small core? Where's my core? There it is. This is an extra, so my ship is extra small core.
Okay. So we do need a bit of...
But I do think they have a ship that is, I think this one might be...
Oh. Did Nemesis just bring out... I think Nemesis just brought over one of his ships as a reference.
And it's a... So it's a... Assuming it's a small then? I'll come back. Now that I, you know, flew all the way across the island, I will come back.
That's a very good...
So mine is definitely
too.
extra small. Which still could be useful though for... Like if we wanted to make little, like one side of the hangar could have like a whole bunch of hangar bays for extra small ships, right? Like you were saying.
Yeah, yeah.
So we would need to know the reference size for that as well. Come on. Ah, flew right into another tree.
I think even if you had a bigger ship, like 1.5 times the size of what Nemesis has over here, we could still stack a couple of them vertically.
Well, do you have build access to the ship? If you point at the ship itself. So get out of build for the building, point at the ship, and then hit B. Forbidden. Darn it.
Forbidden.
Because I was hoping to see, like, give us the grid size for, like, how big could this thing be, right? You know what I mean? Like, what's the maximum size of this core? Maybe I don't know if is Nemesis still here. If you give it access to the ship, just so that we could, just to see how big you can make a small size ship, or tell us, I guess, if you can tell us how, like, what's the maximum, like, what's the box size for a small. You know what? I bet you there is freaking online wiki information, or go into K and let's go core. I want a dynamic core, small. Does it tell you how big it is in the description? Doesn't look like it. That would be useful. I don't think I see it. So gives me the mass, the volume.
Nemesis just said that ship isn't actually his, and he's gonna go get his. It's 16, 32, 64, and 128 meters for the core sizes. I'm not sure. Oh, for the different core sizes.
So extra small, medium, and large.
Yeah.
So we're looking at small, which would be 32. So does that mean it's 32 blocks by 32 blocks by 32 blocks is the size?
Yeah, I don't know what a meter is in this game.
Oh yeah, meters for the core sizes. So how big is like one of those blocks does not look like a meter, to me anyway. Maybe it is. I don't know. How big is a block? Honey. Block size. Material, building, block sizes. Duel the game. This sounds promising. Smallest size is 25 by 25 by 25 centimeters. Or 20, no, not centimeters. I don't know. That didn't help.
And Nemesis to the rescue again. 4 small blocks is 1 meter.
4 small blocks is 1 meter. So if a small core is 32, we basically have to go 32 times 4, so that's like what, 128? 120 blocks long?
Yeah. And how long? I hear something. Here comes a ship.
Whoa! Hi, big ship.
Can you get just dimensions? Like off a ship? Is that part of the provided information?
I think it is, like if you go into build mode, I think you can get that kind of information. I could be wrong. Okay, I was able to go into build mode on this one. And then if I go tab, mass, gives us the mass. It gives us how much honeycomb, how many elements, the remake list, fuel manager, atmospheric flight manager, space engineer, rotation, elements, space elements, common elements. No. Doesn't look like it gives you that. Looks like you just get the mass and then what it's made out of. But I can see the size, like just by having it sitting on the ground here and I go into build mode, I can see how high I could build, right?
Yeah.
So we could use that with a bit of give. You know what I mean? For like somebody flying in, right? So if somebody built a ship that was like as big as it could be. Now this is going into the ground too a bit, right? So I wonder if you...
So basically a small ship, if someone builds a cube, a flying cube, probably about a quarter of the space in this hangar.
Flatten. I'm just looking for, where's that tool, that maneuver? So if I go maneuver and I lift this up a bit and then go back into build mode. Oh, come on. Can I go into build mode? Will it let me? I'm too far away now. Or maybe somebody else is already in build mode. I don't know. But yeah, I was trying to see like...
I got out.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I'm out now though.
I was just trying to see how, like, you can do it too, I guess, but, like, lifting it up. I still can't get into build mode, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Is it too far away from you now? Oh, I guess if I go into build mode for the base, and then I can fly up on top of it, and I'll land on top of it, and then I'll get out of build mode, and then I'll go into build mode of this thing, and then I will fly around it. So I've lifted it up too tall now.
Yeah, I've got the.
You've got the
rough measurements. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's as big as you could make a ship. And actually, with the, because you'd want to give it, you'd want to make sure there was enough. If somebody built a full cube, you want to make sure there was a little bit of space. So the amount of space that I've left on the bottom actually probably be a good amount. Like if you cut that in half, to have on top and bottom, if somebody wanted to use the full space, right? So, where are you? Where's the elevator thing? There, over here. Oh, I see. Yeah, I see where you're building it. So yeah, there'd be enough room. I'm going to get out of here again, and then I'll put it back down on the ground for Nemesis. Maneuver tool. Whoa! I will try not to break your ship in the process. There we go.
All right. I've made
The starting of a floor?
no. What?
Or you're getting
Was
rid
that
of
me
the
that
old
did
floor?
that?
Did what?
Did I do that? Or did
Urkel? The one sticking out.
I'm just removing what I did because I don't know how I did it. There. So we're not going that tall, but I think if we just start here, this gives us a starting point.
It's always
that
good to
too
have a
low?
starting point. I think that gives like lots of room. I think for a small ship, even if they built it to full size, you could probably still get it in here.
So I'll make. Oh, why did it go red? Because I can't build that long, or I don't have enough stuff.
There is a length limit, but if you're using, yeah, you shouldn't.
Oh yeah, yeah. I ran out of space at some point. Is there physics to building? If I go too far with this, will it?
No,
just collapse?
while you're in this build mode, I believe there are. Actually, I don't even think. Like, if you get out of build mode, it won't fall. Like, there's no physics in that point of view.
Just gonna go down just so I can tell. Do you want to fill out the floor? Oh, I didn't check what material we wanted the floor to be.
Yeah, that's a good question. So the only materials that we have right now are this aged brown patterned wood or this matte gray concrete, right? So if we want something else, then we're gonna have to make it.
Yeah. I'm removing this pillar. I just needed to know where the the delete thing, the whole alt.
Yeah.
Alt
Yeah.
is the opposite thing.
Alt is the
Takes a
opposite,
bit
yeah.
of- yeah, it's got taking a bit of getting used to.
Getting used to, yeah, yeah.
I think the ceiling shouldn't be the same as the floor. I think we can add another floor. So
Yeah, that's
this
true.
can be the
That's
ceiling.
true.
We can add another material.
So we'll make the concrete the ceiling, and then we could put like wood on top of that for the next floor if you wanted. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if not to criticize their choices. I don't know if wood is a good material for a hangar floor of a spaceship.
Right, with those fiery engines.
Yeah. Do you want to fill in the other side? I'm just gonna make this flat.
All right, so we just want to basically the same as underneath us, but just with concrete.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do my side, the side I'm currently on, and you'll do the side you're currently on.
Yep. Once I learn how to do this, I can't do it. How do you do it?
Boink. You mean like that?
Yep. I can go up and down. Why can't I?
Yeah.
Go...
So it's really about, you got to place the starting thing. So like when you look at the side and make sure that when you place your block, you want there's a highlighted bit, right, which is the part against the wall. So you want to like point your cursor at the side of the existing thing. Click once, and then you can drag one direction. And then if you click again, it'll let you drag it out. Oops, darn it, I did it wrong. Sorry, click and hold, drag one direction, and then let go, and then it'll let you drag out to make a 2D shape. Does that make sense?
I think that's what I've been doing, but it keeps going up and down instead of...
Right, and that's about where you start the selection, right? So if you want to be on the side of the... Like the way that I've been doing it is... Yeah, I see what you're... Yeah, so like you can drag along the vertex that you want, and then let go, and then it pulls out along that same one. I don't know if you see what I'm doing on the stream.
Just wait for it to...
So I'll start again here. Yeah, if I point at the side of the floor, and I want to make sure that my cursor is actually like touching the side I want to kind of like build against, and then I click and hold, and then I drag it down that vertex, and then once I let go, I can then pull it out.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Oh, I'm gonna click and hold.
Yeah, click and hold. You should be able to drag down one side, and then when you let go, then you'll be able to pull it out. And then when you click again, it'll put it in place.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, and eventually you either run out of what you can build or you run out of material. So we'll have to go back and get more material once we get to a certain point. Do we want to fill? We want to fill to the edge of the grid, just like below us.
Not to the edge of the grid. Yeah, to the
-5.
edge of where they want the walls. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. We have an MS telling us that they might be doing something wrong. So they didn't have enough concrete at the time. It takes a long time to make if you want a large amount of something else to build with. Okay.
Let me know.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Like see, and this is the I don't know if you saw my comment in one of the other chat channels, but let me read out my comment. Where is it here? If I go back to our Discord for the NID group, and I look at our Deal Universe chat, and I say, what did I say? Yeah, I think my comment was, I do quite enjoy the game, but the craft times might be the thing that kills it for me. We'll see. So I'm a little concerned about just how long it takes to do anything. Like, and their comments was something like, you know, like yeah, you just have to think in advance, right? And when I read that, I'm like, does he know who we are? plan ahead? Like, what are you talking about? That's not a
barely do that at my actual work.
Yeah, well, see, that's the other thing about this game too. I'm like, it seems like this game really tries to emulate like real life, like the amount of like I think I would actually have to do proper math, you know, like actual like friggin' spreadsheets for like our, you know, like if we actually started a business, you would actually have to keep proper like accounting ledgers and spreadsheets of materials and factory, you know what I mean, like like all the stuff that you actually do in real life if you have to run a factory you would have to do in this game.
Because
we might have,
you wouldn't know whether you're actually making money out of it or not.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to actually be making profit and all that kind of stuff, like you're gonna actually have to do proper accounting of everything, right? Did you? I think you might like. Where should the floor go to? Looks like you went one brick too wide. I
went wide in both directions. It looks like. I didn't know where the edge was.
I'll clean off this side, yeah, and then we'll you can do your side there. I'll get this edge, which will give me some more material anyway.
I didn't realize it was going to take this long just to build the floor.
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to just kind of like get in and get started on something, and then see where we got. But then it'll give us an idea of like where we go next, and then also like if you know, if you got some time when we're not streaming, you could come in and like work on things, and so can I. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I might try and just do some brief dual universe streams to like just play for an hour or something.
Right. There we go. I've cut one side off here so that it's matching this guy.
I hope they don't mind that we've just come in and using all of their hard work.
I asked them. I did ask before I started. I said, "Hey, do you mind if we use your factories and your stuff to do a bit like to try and build out build out things, right?" And they said,
I really only want to do this sort of thing if like so like if they're interested in building factories but they're not interested in doing something else, then I'll do the something else.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
But I don't want to do anything that they actually wanted
to do. Yeah, I hear you. So if Nemesis still
because I know they both like Factorio. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was thinking, like, you know, like when we actually get the core to start Nid Tower, right? Like that could be just our thing that we start, and then we don't have to worry about like stepping on like any toes or whatever. But it takes 5 million hours to build this large static core, so.
I don't think I'm other than Minecraft. I'm not lately. I've not been interested in any sort of like crafting survival kind of game,
right.
Which this has elements of. The whole, you know, miner thing, builder thing. That kind of game. I think Space Engineers was a bit. I don't know. I got my fill over the last few years, and I'm interested in some other things at the moment. This game, it's not really the Space Engineers like elements of it that I'm interested in. It's
right.
More like I'd like to spend time just losing money on the stock market, losing the all the money that we have. I'll make some stupid bets and lose all of it for everyone. That's the sort of thing I'm interested in doing. The community-driven part.
Right. Yeah, and I think, like I said, there's probably a niche like that. That could be a thing, right? Like maybe Maybe, you know, we start working on you'd be the futures guy, you know, stock market futures guy.
This is definitely a bad idea. So, Armin found it funny because he's like the more conversations with Boris, like more private don't have private conversations with me because I then say them on stream. So this is a private conversation with Armin, but we're looking at doing some like actual paid work together for actual real life stuff, and we needed to talk about like what the pay rates would be, and my negotiation strategy was, and he made plenty of fun of me because of it. Because my negotiation strategy was, here's all the money that I have. What of that do you want?
What of that do you want?
So, based on that experience, we've decided that Sal is probably going to be the negotiator in future.
Yeah,
and
that seems like a great idea.
Yeah.
So you can make all your bad choices in this game then.
Yeah.
So Boris, I totally forgot about this feature, but instead of putting stuff in your inventory, you can just right-click on that chest down there, say make that a linked container.
Okay.
So yeah, go down to it. Yeah, then you're magically linked to that chest. So go down to it, right-click on it, and say declare. I think it's declare linked container.
Declare as linked container. Okay.
Yeah, and then do that, and then open up your inventory again with I. And on the top right-hand side, there's a little looks like a chain. It says set link container as default container. So click that, and then now it'll actually pull from that container directly. So you can put the other stuff that's in your normal one and move it to the other one or whatever, and then you don't have to keep going back for more stuff. It's just all, you just have access to it all.
Okay, that's good because I've had to go back and forth a couple of times.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And then I remembered and started doing it, and then didn't tell you, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should tell Boris.
Bernie's telling me to stop lying because I love space engineers. I love the idea of space engineers.
I know, right? Yeah.
And it works pretty well at the moment. Like especially compared to what it was. Like it does work as a game now.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, whenever I start it up, there's something that I can't fully describe, and I just don't enjoy it because I thought, oh, this is all because I still think it's like the perfect creative platform for a lot of things. So if you come up with ideas for events in something like Minecraft, Minecraft has so many things because it's such a mature game. Like with all of the commands and so forth, you can basically make your own games in Minecraft. But the downside is that it's still in Minecraft, and Space Engineers has the whole physics engine, the whole like destruction engine. That it's just such a, especially in creative with no damage on. It's such a cartoonish feeling, like when things bounce off of each other without breaking and all that sort of. And I think that's great for making silly mini games. But which is like good for us if we want to make events in the game.
Well,
like a really simple one is just like the little racing things that we've done.
Yeah, the F1 stuff that we did.
Yeah, yeah. We did another one. I think it was Nemesis actually who built most of the track. That was you, right? I've not confused you with someone. He built up the sort of new version of those F-Zero things that we did way back, and I think that was a really good thing. The networking at the time wasn't great, but yeah, I do think it was a really well made, really good event. But the same, like we're doing the rally, the NID rally that I put together, and then I couldn't come to one of it at that time. I was having, like, there was a lot of things I had to do on weekends, and I just ran out of time to be able to actually do it. And then I just decided I never wanted to boot up Space Engineers again, and then never did. We've never done that event. I don't know. It just seems perfect for those sorts of things, and I just can't make myself do it. There's just something niggling in that game that's not right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like it was one of those ones too. And it might just be that we got to the point with it where, you know, we'd played it to the point where we're kind of like, you know, I don't know what the right way to say it is. This is like, because we went through all of the, like, you more than me, but we went through all the growing pains of the game, right? And so we got used to the idea that, you know, every time we booted the game up and there was an update, that it's like, okay, well, like, what's broken now, and what new things that we have to get used to that doesn't work the way that things used to work before. And I don't know, it maybe just got to the point where, you know, you're just tired of that, you know what I mean? Like you're ready to move on. Like you've gone through it, and it's just like, yeah. Because I've got, like, in Steam, I don't know, some crazy number of, like, over 1,000 hours in Space Engineers. I'm sure you've got more than me, but, like, yeah, like some crazy amount of hours in that game, and like people like Nemesis and others probably have way more than me, but yeah, like, you just kind of, you look at it and you're like, oh, I have this great idea to do in Space Engineers, and then you're like, you look at the game and you're like, I don't know if I want to boot it up. So, and this game is, I think it's got the prospect of having the same problem ultimately, in my mind.
Yeah, it really comes down to the community for me. If it's got a good community that does that, I don't know, it makes it more than just a building game or factory game. Right. Yeah, and that's where it comes to, like, the market is the area, like you said, that you're a little bit more interested in, where you're kind of like, you know, I've done Space Engineers. I don't need to, you know, build everything again. But if I can get into, you know, taking the NID bank account and going to the casino with it. Yeah. I'll go and negotiate some very favorable trade deals.
For them, not us, right?
Yeah.
Well, see, here's what you got to do, Boris. Is, like, have you, like, you never really watched Star Trek or anything like that, did you? Or did you? No. So, because I'm currently watching, I'm working my way through Deep Space Nine, because I never watched. There's the one Star Trek I never watched, so I've been working my way through it. And but there's a race in Star Trek called the Ferengi, and the Ferengi are like their whole existence for being is commerce, right? And like laissez-faire capitalism to the nines, right? Like and all of their rules, like they've got like these, you know, like I don't know, some ridiculous like 421 rules of acquisition, and they're all basically about screwing over everybody to get what you want. So it's just like you could try and like start the, you know, the Ferengi dual universe empire where you're, but it's like the reverse Ferengi empire where you're like giving everything away instead of like trying to screw everybody over. 285 rules of acquisition. So thank you, Bernie Bear. You know, he knew. Yeah, sorry, what was that, Boris?
Oh, no. I was trying to say the same thing as you did there, reading up his comment. Yeah, and I mean, there's some really good rules. Like, oh my god, because like in each episode you get like a few more of the Ferengi rules, you know, and oh god, there was some like there's ones like they literally talk about it's like screwing over your family, right? Like, and that money and the deal is more important than your family, and you know, like all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Oh, look at that, we've built a floor. We did something, Boris. Yeah.
We did a thing. Look at that. Is everybody impressed? We built a floor.
That's about the extent of my building knowledge in this game so far, as I can build flat surfaces.
Yep. So now if I look below us... whoop, not B. I just fell. Oh yeah. This actually looks like a decent sized ceiling.
Need some lights. Everything needs lights.
Yep. Oh, actually, yeah, there is lots of lights in this game. I think you'll like that, Boris. Light.
Do they take 3 years to make, though?
Well, let's see. It takes 6 minutes to make a headlight.
Okay, so headlights everywhere.
Oh, there's long lights. They look like fluorescent lights. They only take a minute and a half, Boris. Or those are extra small. The large ones take 6 minutes. So there you go. You can make some long lights. They look kind of like fluorescent lights. There's square lights, and there's vertical. Oh, there's vertical lights. Ooh, these. Oh, these are cool. They look like I don't know, like they stick up out of the ground, like yeah. I'm thinking of something. Like, look, a popsicle. Looks kind of like a popsicle. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of lights. Actually, that's something that you should probably look through, is the furniture and appliances section underneath the elements. Because there's lots of cool, like there's, like that's where all the doors are. Then there's a bunch of decorative elements too that we can like use, like for the outside and the inside probably, right? Like pipes. Ooh, do you remember in Space Engineers when I made that inside of the, I think it was the asteroid, where I made my base inside the asteroid, and then I had like that. Used all those. Remember, we had that mod that let us like put pipes, and I ran like pipes between everything to try and like give it that industrial feel. Like, I wonder if we could do something like that. Like, look at the look at these pipes. Where we could like, you know, like in industrial buildings, they have like the exposed pipes on the ceiling, right? That like run around.
Yeah.
Like in the factory, maybe. Like once we got the factory set up the way that you like the way that Nemesis and everybody wants it, we could come in there and like, you know, interior decorate and like run pipes around and make it look like things are connected, you know what I mean?
Should
just
we
like
start one of those like really corny like makeover reality TV shows?
Yes, that could be our service. We could show up, like we'll do it for the like, and then you know what? Then what we'll need is like in Nid Tower, like on the first floor, you like come in, we'll have like a lobby or whatever, and then we could have like a floor that would be like, oh my god, we could have a floor that we set up like IKEA. Have you been to IKEA?
Yeah.
where it's like a maze to go through, like from place to place, but instead of it being for like all the things you can buy, it'd be like, you know, here's an example of, you know, an interior decorated living room, and here's an example of like a factory that we've made look real pretty, and here's an example, right? And then they could go through the floor, the showroom basically of like interior decorating, and they say, I want you to come and do this to my factory. We can show up and like Printify.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's
cool.
plants and everything. Look at this. Foliage. What is this? Plant cases? Salad plant case? Suspended fruit? Oh my goodness, you can hang fruit on a like a balloon? This is crazy. Yeah, there you go, Boris. Maybe we've got our idea.
Yeah.
Armored windows, bay windows. Oh, look at these. These are kind of cool.
How do we actually make this stuff? How do I make a light?
How do you make a light? Okay, so let's go here. I'll walk you through that. So light. You want to make, so the smaller they are, generally the easier they are to make. The larger they are, the more kind of like difficult components that you need to make them. Okay, so let's try and make a extra small long light, right? So if you open that up on your thing. Now, the way that I first learned how to do this is like, okay, so you got extra small long light, right? And then you see the ingredients. So there's basic connectors, uncommon connector, and uncommon power system. So if you click on, well, actually, first of all, on the bottom right-hand side, you'll see that that you craftable in assembly line extra small. Do you see that?
Yep. Yep.
So that means that you need an assembly line extra small. So if we go to the factories here, is this a extra small? No, this looks like a medium. So we need an extra small, which I think are down over here. It'll be the tiny ass one in the far corner. This guy over here. So if you look at something and hit H, it'll give you the details. So this is an assembly line extra small. I don't know if you're, where are you? No.
Yep. Right next to me.
Oh, hi. So yeah, if you open this up, I'll open up the one beside it because I don't know if you can open up the same thing. So if you open that up,
K or F.
You hit F, like look at it and hit F, and that opens it up. And then go to the recipes, the second tab, and type in light, and then long light extra small, and then click apply. That'll put it in the production. So now it's ready to start running this stuff, right? So now if you click on containers, the last tab, it'll show you the items that you need and the total items you have, right? Now it looks like this is not like these in and out. Oh no, it does have in and out, but you don't have enough stuff. So basically you have to feed to this thing the 2 basic connectors, the 2 uncommon connectors, and the 2 uncommon power systems, right? So normally, now, like if you hit the number, like get out of that and then while still in build mode for the base, so like look at the floor and go into build mode and then press 6, you will see that there are currently no, so these guys aren't hooked up to any cargo containers, right? So we'll need 2 cargo containers, like small ones if there's any laying around, or we can make some. But basically we have to hook them up so that you can have an input container and an output container. And you got to put all of the things that are needed to make the light in the input container, and then it'll make it, and then it'll stick the output in the output container.
Okay.
So that's the end step of like actually making the light. Now, getting all of the stuff you need to make the light is what the factory upstairs I think is ultimately for, right? So normally the way you do it is if you hit K, you can actually, I think all basic stuff you can actually make within your own backpack. Anything that is like uncommon, I believe you cannot make in your own backpack. So that means that we would have to use machines for some of these other things. But one of the easy ways to kind of like figure out how stuff is made, and you'll see like tier 1, like see in the top right hand corner on basic connector, there's a little 1, and then on uncommon connector there's a little 2. That tells you the tier. So tier 1 stuff, I think you can make in your backpack, and everything else you need machines for. But you can still make the tier 1 stuff in machines too. But if you click on, say, basic connector, then that'll tell you that, oh, a basic connector is made from a Alpha alloy, which of course is aluminium iron alloy. Yeah. And if you click on that, and it'll tell you that that is made from, you know, pure aluminum and pure iron. And then if you click on pure iron, right, then it says, oh, you need bauxite to make that, right? So that's that shows you how to build it all. And actually, on the top, you can also see the path that you took, right? So you see pure aluminum, Alpha alloy, basic connector. And if you click on those, it'll take you back up the tree, right? So you can keep flip plopping through. So that's like, and when you're doing things manually, this is why you make factories, because this gets very, very tedious very, very quickly. But yeah, so now like if you wanted to make this yourself, you would like literally like, okay, so I need to make basic connectors. Okay, so I need 1 basic connector. So you click on that. It's like, oh, I need 10 liters of Alpha alloy. Okay, so that means I need 100 liters of aluminum and 50 liters of iron, which means I need, you know, blah, 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 right? So then you basically collect this stuff and you start crafting it one by one. Or if you have people that are really awesome and they build a giant factory for you, we can look in the crates that they've already built and see if we can just grab the stuff you need and then build a light. But yeah, that's how you craft things, Boris. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, and then to automate things, like if we went back upstairs, you would see all the different machines that you can use to automate this construction, right? And I have a much more simplistic one at my base on Serenity, right? I think did I walk you through that one at all a little bit at one point? I don't remember if you were there for that. No, I think I did Spidey. I think I did Spidey.
Yep.
But yeah, so I have a very basic one there that can automate. Like I had some automation going on there for like just making the basic stuff. But so actually there is a website as well that is actually super helpful that I think in our Discord people put links to this stuff. I don't know, it doesn't look like it's been pinned though, so how long will it take me to find it? There's a build tool, like you so somebody's, again, you know, just like space engineers, people are making custom tools because there's lots of things you have to remember. So somebody made a website where you can basically type in the thing you want to make, and then it'll tell you, oh, okay, well then you need this much ore, and you need this many of all these different components. And it'll give you a nice list on a single page to see all the things you need. And I'll see if I can find it, because I'm sure the people watching might want to know what this is as well. It's a pretty obvious name, but I can't remember it. It's like some sort of dual, you know what, maybe Google can just find it for me. So dual universe build tool. Let's see what happens if I search for that. Maybe not. Resource tool. I'm pretty sure Nemesis knows what I'm talking about, so he might chime in if I'm looking at chat. Or somebody else might know. See if I can find it. Helper? Build guide. I'm not finding it. Should have had this ready. So yeah, there's a YouTuber that I saw that was talking about this. I think it's Wasmatic. So I'll do some advertising for him as well. Why not? Somebody even made a tool called the Space Break Calculator because people kept crashing into planets. don't know if people heard that. Okay. Here we go. I found it. Okay. So it's called dual.sh/craft. I will throw that in chat if other people are curious, but there it is. So you can grab it from there too, Boris. But yeah, if you open that tool up, you'll see, and I guess I should, I don't know if there's a way for me to easily show this to the stream. Probably have to make a new input, right? Add, I guess, browser input? Oh no, that won't work because I think the browser input's really weird. Can you just capture, like, the game? Does the game thing let you capture, like, a browser?
No, that'd have to be a window capture.
Window capture.
Yeah.
Right.
The browser will actually attempt to render it as if OBS were a browser.
Oh, okay.
That's not what you want.
No. Alright, here. I got that. And then I will get that. Alright. So now if I transition to that. There we go. This is the tool. So, yeah, you can look at this. So, like, we were trying to make, what were we trying to make? A light, right? That didn't work. Item filter, light, no? Oh, does it not do consumables? Parts. Oh, does it not show everything? Am I using this tool wrong? Corridor, items to craft. Warp cells, complex parts, functional parts. Oh, consumables. Where is the, if I bring up the K menu, long light, where are these things? Elements. So they live in elements. Can we do elements? Oh, there we go. Consumables. Elements. Planet elements, core territory. Decorative. Here we go. Lights. Okay, so we wanted to make a long light XS. And then there you go. Now it shows you all the things. So like if you wanted to do this from scratch, it would you need 195 bauxite, 130 hematite, 195 malachite, and 130 limestone. And that would give you enough ore to craft all these things. That then would allow you to make. Oh yeah, there you go. And it even shows you the crafting. Actually, this tool, it actually shows you the order that you need to build them in too, right? So that you have the prerequisites for the next bits, right? So the fact, and this is just like, I mean, Space Ninjas was like this too, but like the fact that people need to make these websites says something. But yeah, so I thought I'd show that to the stream as well. But it's kind of an interesting, tool. The nice thing about it though too, I think, is the what's this detailed view do? Yeah, crafting queue detailed view, right? It gives you a whole bunch. It even tells you time, right? Like it'll actually tell you how long it'll take to make all this stuff. The other thing that you can actually even do with this tool is if you go, like, you can save and load your own profile, but you can actually go into skills. And so let's say you're like, really good at making certain things, right? You can actually include your, like, the skills that you've learned in the game, and this tool will adjust the times and adjust the quantity of things that you need based on your profile. So yeah, so it's an interesting tool. I think there's a bunch of tools in this site. Yeah, so there's a crafting calculator, a whole bunch of different tools that you can talent tracker, a bunch of stuff. Ore chart. Oh, ore chart. What's that do? Oh wow. Jeez. Okay. So yeah. So there's a lot of stuff on this site. Let's close that down. Oh, what am I doing? I'm now showing. Oh, it just automatically went to the next thing. Let's get rid of that. There we go. I was showing the chat there for a minute because it just went and grabbed the next browser window.
Yeah.
Because I didn't pick the right option.
Thing saying specific.
Yeah.
I've started to do that with a lot of things so that I don't accidentally.
But yeah, so
bang.
was that a decent intro to how do I actually make one of these things for us?
The main thing that I've remembered from it is just steal it from people who've already made it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that's the main takeaway here. So I'm just looking because like, do we have? So this chest was coming from above, but yeah, I'm just curious. Like, obviously they're planning. Oh my goodness, look at this. There's a whole bunch of stuff in here. Looks like for shipbuilding parts, and oh, there's a whole bunch of blueprints in there. Very cool. But yeah, so I think it looks like these assemblers over here are making things, so they must be connected to stuff. What is this making? Oh, this is making a. Oh, this is Nemesis is making a large static core unit for us. He's very nice. There's 3 hours left on this build, so we'll be able to. This will be here for us next time, Boris, and then we can start on the tower. But what I'm curious about is where is.
Do you want to the chat? You've still got that on top of your game.
Oh,
so Bernie's plenty.
Oh, I didn't transition. I didn't transition.
Yeah.
There we go. I fixed it in the studio, but I didn't transition. But thank you, Bernie.
They were having fun with it.
Boris stinks.
Lyric is supposed to be at work. I mean, same. I can't comment. I was gonna make fun of Lyric for watching this stream while at work.
No, you can't do that.
But yeah, no, I'm actually doing the stream instead of work.
Yes. But yeah, so this is what. So you see Boris on my view right now. Looks like so. Yeah. So like, there's up above there, right? There's a bunch of cargo containers that has the things that we need, right? So here, if I look at this, and if you hover over it, it'll tell you assembly line. So out, where it's going. So this is the out. So this is going out to a chest up there, and then this one here is coming in. You can actually see on the arrows too which way they move, but it tells you what container. So the in is container M46, and then if we went up there, we can find. So I bet you the stuff that you need to build lights and things are probably. We go up here. Oh my god, no, I've already lost where. Look at these lines. Look at them. They just like, oh my goodness. They go all over the place. But yeah, so these chests up here are going to have the stuff you need, and I don't know which one. So it's going to be a huge game of find the chest you need that has the stuff you need. And maybe they've got a system to this that you can ask them about, and I can ask them about, I guess.
I think we just guess and stumble through it and break things.
Yes, that totally would work. Pure oxygen is in here, but yeah, you need to find the appropriate chest that has the stuff you need, and then you link that chest to the assembler that you're going to use to build the lights, and then output it to another chest where you can collect your lights, and then you can start running the build. And I leave that to your capable hands. Oh wow, there's a whole bunch of honeycomb over here. Yeah, sorry, what?
I've just started building walls because the light started to get too complicated.
Yes. Metal machine, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, so we'd have to find the right output chests for these things. Man. And I mean, I'm sure that like Nemesis and Kay and all of them, they understand how this thing works because they built it, right? So they know where everything is going. So I think once we figure out their system, because they're pretty logical guys, once we figured out what their system is, we can tap into it.
Nemesis has pointed out that the factory isn't fully hooked up yet. They're still working.
Yeah, they're still working on it. Yeah, which is totally fine. I mean, we're at the end, I think, of my normal stream anyway, right? So, yeah, we've been going for 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, Nemesis wants to know what you're looking for.
Oh, I was looking for the.
Looking to understand it.
Well, I was looking for the things that we would need to make lights, because I was hoping we could actually show Boris, you know, making an actual light. So if I go back into here, so I was looking for basic connectors, uncommon connectors, and uncommon power systems. Is what I'm looking for. So if you can tell me where that stuff is, if we've got, like, if that stuff is in the queue. If it's not in the queue, that's cool. We can worry about that, because we're not. I don't think we're really ready for lights anyway right now, unless you just wanted a bunch of lights so that it wasn't dark while you were building.
I kind of just wanted to see them.
Yeah.
I was hoping the sun would rise during the stream.
During the stream, yeah.
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 It's
I found
like
processed ore.
Even worse, Minecraft rain. Whenever you,
oh yeah.
as
Dark
soon as
all
you
the
click
time.
the record or stream button, that's when it'll start raining.
Yeah, so this one. Actually, yeah, they'd probably be over here, because we would need these electronic units, and I bet you it would be in some of these chests or wherever these are going. So maybe this stuff in the middle here? Because these things would be making all of that.
Apparently.
Connectors
So
are
connectors.
in the tiny chests in the power systems are near me. Where's me? Oh, there he is. He's bouncing. All right, uncommon power systems are right here. Oh boy. Okay, so you know what? I'm not gonna hook stuff up right now. I'm gonna grab 2 of these.
You don't actually have to.
I'm gonna make you a light,
make a
Boris.
light.
I'm going to make you a light. This will be my success. So if I go in here, I'm gonna grab 2 of these. Okay, I've got 2 of these. And then I needed uncommon connectors, and I need basic connectors. So they were in the small containers, he said. Somewhere. It's basic power. That's basic electronics. Oh yeah, okay. I'm starting to figure out this system. Basic injectors. Yeah, once they get this thing fully operational factory, it'll be pretty cool. Basic power. I need connectors. Where are the connectors? Hydraulics, burners. There's already a whole bunch of cool stuff in here. Magnets. Wow, they're making all the things. Okay, I think maybe over here. In the small ones. These guys? Basic fixation. Basic components. I think I'm on the right side now. Basic connectors. Okay. Let's grab 2 of these. And then I need uncommon connectors. They must be, maybe they come next in the line. Uncommon. Basic connectors. What are these? Uncommon connectors. Look at, these guys are super logical, Boris. Good job, Nemesis and Kay and whoever else is working on this base. I think Waz, I don't know. You guys are awesome. Okay, I'm coming down. I think I've got what we need. To that assembler. Now, problem though is we do need a chest. Is there a chest down here that we can just borrow for a moment? I'm gonna borrow this chest right here. I'll leave it where it is, but I'm gonna run a connector over to it and then we'll just borrow it. So I need a link. So I want to go from here into there, bong, 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 and then I want to go out from there into here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now let's put in here. If I can get close enough. I'm going to, whoa. Okay, lots of stuff in there. I want to move you and you and you into the input. Near. I'm assuming that you are watching intently, Boris, to see how this works.
Yes, but a fair way behind.
Okay.
Because
now we're going to go in.
This game takes up so much of my computer's resources. The stream just goes further and further, and I keep having to refresh it. Because the stream itself is having trouble running.
All right, so there. I made a recipe. I picked the recipe, which is the extra small, long light. I apply it. So that is what we're building inside of this beautiful thing. I look at my containers. My containers currently have 2 of each of the things that we need. So we have the right inputs and we have an output. Now, go back to production. And here you can say, so there's 3 different options when you produce. You can say, I want to run infinitely. So just basically, as long as I have the materials I need in the containers, just keep making these things forever until I run out. And if you run out, it'll actually stop. But as soon as enough shows up in the container again, it'll just start again. Then there's make, which is like, I only want to make 1 of these or 10 of these, right? And then it'll do that and then stop when it's done, or pause when it doesn't have enough stuff and then continue once it does. And then there's maintain, which is probably what they're using up top there quite a bit, which is like, I want to maintain in the output container like 250 of these, and then once I have that, stop making them, right? And then when I run out, then start making them again, right? So that's actually really useful. But for us, we're basically going to say, actually, we're just going to say, I want to make 1 of these, right? So I'm going to make 1 of these bad boys, and then I'm going to go start. And then it's going to build it. And it's got 99% efficiency, and it's going to take 3 minutes. So it's not going to, so yeah, it's going to take 3 minutes. So we're going to sit here and we're going to watch this progress bar move for 3 minutes. And it's going to be thrilling. And you're all going to like it.
I think I'm going to be watching a lot of it because I like lights. So I'm going to be building that a lot. Like, you're going to need hundreds of lights to like fill a space this big.
Well, I think that, so like once, like with Nemesis and like once they've got the factory upstairs that when they think that that's done, where it's making all of this basic stuff that you need, right? I think what we could probably do then is set up like small little assembler areas where it's like, okay, over here, these guys are set up to make make sure that we always have enough lights, enough, like all of the furniture, like all of the things that we want to build for like our buildings and stuff, right? Like we'll kind of like make sure that those things are on hand, because I think this is what Nemesis was saying about the build times, is you can get around this build time problem if you've got a fully automated setup and you know what you're going to want far enough in advance that you can actually just get these machines running in the background, right? And then maintaining a certain level of inventory of things that you're going to want, and then instead of having to wait for this stuff, you just grab from your stock, and then it just replenishes it when you pull it out of the chest. Birdie sits here and hates it. Thank you, I needed that. Thank you, Birdie. All right, we're going to make you a light, and then you're going to put up a light, Boris, and then we're going to call that a success. What do you think?
That's a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to put it. Is it going to be somewhere nice?
Mm-hmm.
The best place that a light has ever been put?
Well, no pressure, Boris, but this is the first thing that we're going to put on your interior decorating resume.
Like, it's part of my portfolio.
Yep, it's the first item in your portfolio. Page 1.
The light.
It's a UV light, so you know where to put it. God. All right, we're almost there. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There, we did it. All right, Boris, come over here.
Whoa, doing the bounce.
Right over here where I am. You see me?
Yeah, I'm up here, but I'm stuck in something.
Oh, so the little one, the tiny
Right
chest.
next to you, but yeah, I'm stuck in these chests.
Oh, good job.
Like I'm stuck here.
You've already failed, and you haven't even got your light.
Okay, all right, I can just go out. So I've got to go in this.
The small chest, there's two. You get 2 lights, Boris. You get 2.
Okay, so I've put them in, well, actually in my linked container, but that doesn't matter.
That's fine, as long as you have access to. Now, if you hit, so go into build mode with B, then you want to go to deploy element tool, which is number 1. And then hit I, and then find your thing and pull it over to that quick access bar on the right hand side. Yep. And then you can drop them wherever you want.
I have an idea.
Oh no. Okay, I think you win the prize, Boris. That is the perfect place. We need to make sure that Apple is illuminated when he takes a dump.
So if we turn off our lights, like if you turn off your light?
Yep, I just did. They do make light.
They do. They don't light up much area, but I guess they are extra small lights.
Yeah, switch off. Oh, you can turn them on and off. Here we go. There you go. There. Now we can actually see how much light they make when you turn them on and off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those ones are more just, I don't know, they don't fill an area. I want to be able to light this whole hangar up so it's like it's daytime all the time.
Right. So maybe what we need to do was kind of like what they did with the library of blocks. Like maybe we just make a wall, and then we make one set of each of the lights, and we just put them all across that wall and see what they look like and how much light they emit. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we can take what we want.
Have some giant ones hanging off the ceiling.
Yeah, I agree.
There were like these extra large ones, so.
Yes.
I assume that does.
Yeah, yeah. You would need the bigger assemblers to make the bigger lights. So yeah, the long light large is made in a. Oh no, it's still made in the extra small. I guess because I guess they're still pretty small, the items, huh? But yeah, I'd be curious to see how much light. You know, maybe things like a headlight would. Are they more like maybe like a spotlight, right? Where they would be. And then these vertical lights, and then these square lights. Yeah, so I think we'd want to like build a few, like build each of those things, and then see how they light things up, and then we can decide based on that which ones would be the best lights to put on the ceiling of a big hangar like this. And maybe it needs to be a combination of like lights on the ceiling and lights on the floor, and maybe lights on walls. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you could actually. We could use lights too for like you know like a runway light, right? So like along the ground, showing where to like fly in, and then into the hangar, like into the small little hangar areas.
That's what those little ones would be good for, I think.
Yeah.
To make.
Yeah, like along. Yeah, like and
can
you you can turn them on and off. I wonder. Can you change their color? I wonder. Because that would be nice too if you could like. You know, have like a colored run light, you know, like color code the different meanings for the running lights and things.
Yeah. And I assume you'd be able to, I don't know if it's easy to do. You might have to write scripts for it, but make them blink and do all fancy things like that.
That is something I do want to, like, you know, talking about niches, that might be something that I could do that would be valuable to Nid Inc. or Nid Industries. There was a chair somewhere. Oh, I don't know if it was in the old base. They had a little tiny desk, little programmer's desk, and just like set out in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, hey, this is my seat. But yeah, so I would actually, that would be in Nid Tower. Honestly, I would love to we need like each level of the tower could be like dedicated to different things, right? But I would love there to be a floor that was like, you know, like office space, right? And I could have like my own office with like with a nice like a corner office with a view right over the, you know, and that would be like my little programming room, and I'd go in there and, and I could write scripts.
And then the rest of the area, you need like cubicles as well, like a big area full of gray cubicles. Yeah.
And I would be, you know what, I have so much knowledge of that type of office space that I would be able to, I think I could make a beautiful Dilbert style cubicle heaven on a floor, like Matrix style. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but like Matrix style cubicles at the beginning of that movie where Neo or Mr. Anderson worked before he got pulled into the craziness of the Matrix.
Yeah, so you can't make it good. You've got to make them intentionally bad, because that's what offices are.
But but they got to be good at being bad, right? Like they've got to like actually make you feel like you're really in a horrible cubicle heaven of a real life corporation. Yeah.
And then that's where we could we need more people in Nid Industries.
Just to sit at those tables so that when you walk in, there are like people.
Well, they
interns.
Can be doing.
We'll hire interns to sit at the tables.
Yeah. And they can be doing the spreadsheets or working out, you know, exactly which factory process is the most efficient.
That's right. Oh, this is beautiful. We're gonna basically take a game and take the normal everyday monotony of life and then force people into it in our game.
Well, maybe that's what I have been looking for a way to have Excel streams. So maybe this is my chance.
This is your chance, Boris. This is your moment. Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah.
It's so horrible. It's beautiful.
Are you finishing up now?
Yeah. Well, I think so. I think that I don't know if we could top that. Right? You actually got the place lights, real lights beside a toilet. I think we need to take a screenshot of this and send it to Apple so he knows he's welcome.
So we know, well, today, all that we've done is build a toilet, 2 lights, and a floor. Big floor. And I've made some, like, panels of the wall.
Yep.
It's started. So
we did a thing. That was all we said we would do. Oh my god, Bernie's doing Eminem in the chat now. Was that 8 Mile? I think his name of that song. Seize your opportunity. You got one chance, one opportunity. Don't blow it. That's awesome. That'll be the theme song for like when you walk onto the floor of Cubicle Heaven and sit down at your desk. We'll have like a trigger that when you sit down at your desk, like we've got Lose Yourself. Thank you. That's what it was. But it was from the movie. I think it was in the movie 8 Mile. But like you sit down at your desk and then like a minty version of that plays. That was a great movie, by the way. Yeah, it was well done. Okay, I think that's it for tonight. We did a thing.
Yeah.
Probably annoyed Nemesis to no end. And it looks like if wherever we picked on Nid Island, like it looks like that my stream time is always going to be in the middle of the night. If this follows like the same orbital times and everything, then this time will always be night during my stream.
Okay, well, the lights are important then. They'll have the factory they'll have the factory set up by next stream, I'm sure. And then we'll be able to queue up a bunch of lights and see what looks best.
Yeah. So we'll do. We kind of like figure out different things, and also the core that's actually being built right now. I think it's like got 3 or 4 hours left on it, but there's another large core, so the same size as this one that they're making for us, so that we could start Nidd Tower at the center of the island.
Mm-hmm.
So we can decide.
I feel like we should finish their factory first.
I agree. I think that's only fair.
We can't just come in and then ruin it and then leave.
I agree. So between now and next stream, so yeah, let's do the wrap up stuff. So next Thursday for me will be Elite Dangerous, and then the week after that we'll be back in Dual Universe. Between now and then, if Boris and I have some time, we'll try and do some work in between streams as well. So maybe there'll be a bit of an update in 2 weeks when we're back in Dual Universe. If not, then we'll just continue from here. But yeah, next week on Thursday will be what's they calling it? Are we there yet? The stream that I'm trying to get back to the human inhabited bubble of space inside of in the Elite Dangerous universe, because I am currently on the other side of the galaxy and working my way home, trying to get back before the new year. We'll see if that happens, or if I think Ferndip offered that if we get close and I'm not going to make it in time, he's going to come out there with his ship carrier and take me home. So we'll see if I have to do that or not. But yeah, so that's my next streams. But then we're hoping, as long as, speaking of Cubicle Heaven and work and all that stuff, I might not be able to stream on my Saturday night, which is Boris's Sunday morning, and the middle of the night, I think like 1 in the morning or midnight or something for England. But Brain Dead on Saturday, 6 o'clock Mountain, 1 o'clock, or no, was it 6? No, it's 5, right? We do it early, so it's 5 o'clock Mountain.
Midnight.
5 midnight and
midnight.
9?
And 9 a.m. Sunday for me.
For you, yeah. So that'll hopefully be Brain Dead, and we think, according to what Spidey said, that should be the finale. Hopefully we can do that. It might be me this time. That doesn't allow for that, because I've got a big work thing that's happening on Saturday that might bleed into that time. But if it doesn't, then we'll do Brain Dead, and if it does, then I believe there's going to be more Minecraft. Is that right, Boris?
It's always Minecraft.
It's always Minecraft. All right. Well, that's that's it for tonight. Do you have anything you want to say to wrap up there, Boris?
Pears.
Pears?
Yep. There we go. I've said something.
You've said something. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you. Hopefully see you on Saturday for Brain Dead. Saturday/Sunday for Brain Dead.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye.